Would you rather have the physique of Lamine Yamal or the physique of David Lade? Let's be honest, almost everyone would pick the second option. A shredded, muscular body with insane aesthetics. That's the dream, right? But what if I told you that having the physique of Lamine Yamal is actually way better? I know. You're probably thinking, bro, are you crazy? But listen, which physique actually performs better in a football match? David Lade looks like a beast in the gym, but put him on the pitch and all that muscle suddenly doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Yamal, who looks like a skinny kid you could push over, is out muscling full-grown defenders. How is that even possible? This is where most players get it wrong. They think bigger equals stronger, when in reality, football isn't about how much weight you can bench. It's about how well your body can handle real, unpredictable, high-speed movements. Yamal isn't strong because of his muscles. He's strong because of his structure. His body is elastic, reactive, and explosive. His glutes and core keep his balance unshakable. His tendons and ligaments are built for endurance and power. And his nervous system fires instantly, allowing him to absorb and redirect force in milliseconds. Meanwhile, a gym-built body like David Lade's isn't optimized for football. Big muscles equals more weight to carry, less mobility, and slower reactions. That's why so many bodybuilders would gas out in 5 minutes on the pitch. But how do we actually build football strength? Everyone knows how to build gym strength. Progressive overload, heavy weight, low reps, 3 sets, done. And sure, if your goal is to get bigger or lift heavier, that's fine. But here's the real question. Does lifting more make you stronger on the pitch? The answer is not necessarily, because strength in the gym is not the same as strength in football. A 200 kilogram squat doesn't mean you'll be strong. A 140 kilogram bench press won't stop you from getting knocked off balance when dribbling. A heavy deadlift won't help you react fast enough to absorb contact and stay on your feet. Gym strength is isolated. It builds muscles. Football strength is integrated. It builds movement efficiency, balance, and power in all directions. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to break down how to build size and strength in a way that actually makes you better at football without ruining your speed, agility, or endurance. By the end of this video, you'll completely rethink what it means to be strong. Let's get started. So, the first thing you need to do is build isometric strength. Isometrics are exercises where you hold a position under tension without moving. No reps, no explosive movements, just pure tension control. This is the foundation of true football strength. Think about it. When you shield the ball, absorb a tackle, or hold your ground in a duel, you're not constantly moving up and down like in a squat. You're holding tension. You're resisting force. And that's exactly what isometric training develops. Top athletes, especially in combat sports, gymnastics, and football, train isometrics to make their bodies feel like a solid structure rather than a bunch of disconnected muscles. You'll rarely see them getting knocked off balance easily because they're used to sustaining force. Here are some of the best exercises for isometrics. Exercise 1, heel elevated lunge. Let's start with a lunge hold, but not just a regular lunge. Your heel needs to be elevated because this forces your glutes to activate more while preventing your quads from taking over. The longer you hold it, the more you'll feel the burn in the muscles that actually keep you balanced and powerful in a real game. Try holding for 45 to 60 seconds per leg without shifting your weight. If you can do this without shaking, you're ahead of 99% of footballers. To progress, hold a dumbbell or a weighted plate, or have a partner push you slightly to force micro adjustments, exactly like when you're fighting for the ball on the pitch. Exercise 2, single leg wall. You think a regular wall sit is hard? Try doing it on one leg. Keep your knee at 90 degrees, your other leg lifted, and your core locked in. This is going to burn your glutes, hamstrings, and stabilizes, exactly what you need for endurance in tackles and 1 versus 1 duels. Again, hold for at least 45 to 60 seconds per leg. If you struggle, that's a sign you need this more than you think. Exercise 3, step up. Find a box or a step, put one foot on it, and lift the other foot off the ground. Now hold. No bouncing, no shifting. Your goal, stay as still as possible. This mimics that split second in football when you're about to explode into a sprint or jump for a header. Want to make it harder? Go up on your toes and hold it like you're about to sprint. Exercise 4, skater. Stand on one foot, slightly bend your knee, and lean forward like you're about to explode into a dribble or sprint. Hold it. Feel every tiny muscle in your foot and ankle firing to keep you stable. If you can hold this for a minute without wobbling, your stability will be miles ahead of most players. And if you want to add difficulty, close your eyes. This forces your body to rely purely on muscle coordination instead of vision. Once you've built that isometric strength, it's time to apply plyometric strength. Plyos train your muscles and tendons to absorb and release energy efficiently. Every sprint, every direction change, every powerful shot, it's all plyometric in nature. If you're slow off the mark or feel heavy when you move, this is what's missing, but not all plyometrics are created equal. The biggest mistake most players make is jumping straight into depth jumps and box jumps without preparing their body. Let's start with the right exercises. Exercise 1, pogos. Before you even think about explosive jumps, you need to teach your feet and ankles how to handle force. Stand tall, feet together, do quick reactive bounces off the ground using just your ankles, not your knees. Keep the ground contact time as short as possible, and the most important factor is ankle stiffness. If your ankles collapse on every landing, if they dorsiflex or plantar flex too much, you're wasting energy. The goal is to be reactive. The stiffer your ankles, the more force you can transfer into the ground without leaking power. Do this for 3 to 5 minutes. This builds stiffness in your tendons, preventing ankle injuries and making your first step quicker. If your foot absorbs energy like a sponge instead of rebounding fast, you'll always be slow. Exercise 2, single leg hops. Football isn't played with both feet on the ground at the same time, so why would you only train 2-footed jumps? Hop forward on one leg, land stiffly, and immediately explode into the next hop. Your ankle must remain stiff on each contact. No excessive bending, 3 minutes of this. This improves balance, tendon strength, and unilateral power. Exactly what you need for sprinting and changing direction. Exercise 3, broad jump into sprint. Now we get into real game-specific power. Start in an athletic position, jump forward as far as you can. The moment you land, explode into a sprint. Ankles must stay rigid upon landing to avoid energy leaks. This is how your body learns to absorb impact and instantly transition into movement, just like when you win a loose ball and take off. Do 5 sets of 3 for max quality. Exercise 4, depth drops. Before you can jump explosively, you need to learn how to land. Step off a box, land stiffly, absorbing the force. Hold the position for 2 to 3 seconds before standing up. Your ankles must not collapse or absorb too much force. They should remain stable. This teaches your knees, ankles, and hips to handle impact, which is crucial if you want to avoid injuries. But here's the truth about plyometrics. If you're not already athletic, don't do plyometrics yet. Most injuries happen not from jumping, but from landing. If your body doesn't know how to absorb force properly, your ankles, knees, and hips take all the damage. That's how you end up with shin splints, ankle sprains, or even ACL injuries. And if your ankles aren't stiff enough, you're leaking force with every jump, making your movements slower and weaker. So before you start plyos, master the isometrics and low-level movements first. Your body needs to learn how to move efficiently before you start loading it with explosive work. If you want to move efficiently, generate power effortlessly, and avoid injuries, you need to train something that most footballers ignore: your fascia. Now, if you're not familiar with fascia, it's a connective tissue that wraps around everything in your body: muscles, bones, nerves, and organs. Think of it as the glue that holds everything together. It makes up about 20% of your body mass, but it's way more important than that number suggests. Why? Because fascia is what determines how fluid and coordinated your movement is, how efficiently you store and release energy, how resistant you are to injuries. This is why footballers should not train in isolation like bodybuilders. In football, you do not move one muscle at a time. It's about your entire body working as a single unit. Most people think strength is just about muscles, but raw strength doesn't always translate to real performance. If you train only muscles, you might get stronger in the gym, but on the pitch, you'll feel slow, rigid, and disconnected. That's because muscles contract and relax, but fascia transfers force across your whole body. If your fascia is weak, your power leaks. You lose energy instead of absorbing and redirecting it efficiently. Imagine trying to sprint with loose shoelaces. No matter how strong your legs are, if there's no stability, you're losing efficiency with every step. Now the first step to fixing this: strengthening your feet. Your feet are the most overlooked part of your body when it comes to performance. They're not just slabs of meat at the bottom of your legs. They're packed with nerves that connect to your entire system. Every time you take a step, cut, or change direction, your feet are sending signals to your ankles, knees, hips, and core. If they're weak, those signals are delayed, incomplete, or straight up wrong. Weak feet cause instability. You'll struggle with balance and quick movements. You'll lose energy instead of transferring it efficiently. Other muscles will have to overwork, leading to injuries. And the way we control our feet is through our toes. If you can't fully control your toes, you're already leaving power and agility on the table. That's why before anything else, we need to wake up the feet and make them strong. So now, let me show you some exercises that will instantly improve your foot strength. You can train as much as you want, but if your lifestyle is weak, your strength will be weak. Your body doesn't just get stronger from lifting weights or doing exercises, it gets stronger from how you live every single day. Let's break down the key factors that determine how strong you actually become. The biggest mistake footballers make is sleeping too late. If you're going to bed at 12 or 1 a.m., your body isn't optimizing its hormones. Sleep before 10, this maximizes testosterone, and human growth hormone production, both of which skyrocket between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Wake up with the sun, your body follows the circadian rhythm, exposing yourself to sunrise and sunset controls melatonin, the sleep hormone, and cortisol, the stress hormone. And remember, no blue light after sunset. Blue light from your phone destroys melatonin and lowers testosterone. If you fix your sleep, your strength, recovery, and energy will be on another level. Now testosterone production comes even from your diet. The most powerful natural foods for testosterone and strength: raw milk, packed with every nutrient, maximizes bone growth and hormone production. Eggs, high in cholesterol, which is the raw material for testosterone. Beef liver, the most nutrient-dense food, full of vitamin A, zinc, and iron. Bone broth strengthens joints, ligaments, and tendons, preventing injuries. And seafood, like oysters, salmon, shrimp, boosts zinc and omega-3s for hormonal balance. And what kills testosterone? Sugar, processed foods, and seed oils. Cut them out and you'll naturally feel stronger. If you ever wondered why some footballers look effortlessly strong, it's because their HGH levels are naturally high. How to maximize HGH naturally? Fast occasionally. Short-term fasting spikes HGH by up to 2000%. It's even Ramadan now. Also, sprint and explosive workouts cause an HGH explosion. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments in what position you play. And don't forget, we at Football Protocol made a free chart with everything you need this year to improve in football. You can find it in my Discord community, linked in the description. Hit the protocol and take action.